Oleksandr Usyk, a man who is quick on his toes and never seems to stand still. Tyson Fury, a titan of a man standing at 6'9" with impressive reach. Today, we're going into the realm of boxing to see if we can predict who will win this fight. This fight has hype. So much so, the Pope has gotten involved. Both men are undefeated and both men have the belts. The question is, who will win? I took a look into Boxrec to see if I could spot a way to analyze this. With it came several challenges. I noticed that Usyk had only started fighting in the heavyweight division since 2019. This limits my time of comparisons considerably as I have a small sample of fights to compare. Boxrec did not make it easy to download the data in a way that could be easily analyzed and cleaned. Manual inputs were required, which limited my ability to analyze. With these challenges, they helped guide what was to be included for Tyson Fury. I was not going to just throw all of Fury's fights in and compare. That would be horrendously imbalanced. Instead, I only took his fights from 2019 to the present. This left me with 5 fights for Usyk and 7 fights for Fury. Not the best sample size. This points me in 2 particular directions: t-tests or a small amount of non-parametric approaches. I'm going to be going with the t-tests. Whoa, I hear you say. How are you going to apply that, and how can you do this without breaking assumptions of independence? To the first part, I will be looking at the records of their opponents at the time they fought, not their current records now. This would be contextually appropriate given the hype and what led up to the fight. And more importantly, this is where variance is involved. To the second part, I will be dropping the second fight for the one person they fought twice. For Usyk, that means dropping the 8-20-22 fight with Anthony Joshua. For Fury, that means dropping the 10-9-21 fight with Deontay Wilder. It helps that they beat their opponents in both bouts, so there is symmetry in this, from 5-7 to now 4-6. Although Fury has an interesting case where Francis Ngannou has his debut fight with him. This I will also have to drop as there is no prior record to this, which means that there are 4 fights for Usyk and 5 fights for Fury. In all 3 t-tests, there was no significant difference on who came up on top. That doesn't mean that this will end in a draw. This means that the sample or analysis may not be able to draw that conclusion. Ryan, why show us this nothing burger like this? Because sometimes in the private sector, you don't have much time to gather the perfect data, clean it, and then do a perfect analysis. Sometimes you have to make do with the constraints you have. Ideally, I would have liked to do a mixed effects logistic regression model, but that would have required me to analyze almost all pro heavyweight boxers while manually inputting each metric. This wasn't going to happen regardless of how much time I had. Boxrec on the back end may have this data to do just that though. That being said, that doesn't mean there aren't reasonable ways of making arguments on who will win. Maybe looking at Fury's fight against all of his opponents that were southpaw. Usyk against taller and heavier fighters. Either way you look at it, taking the records of the opponents into account will have to happen if any statistics is to be applied. You cannot apply statistical methods if there is no variance in the outcome, and with undefeated fighters, there is no variance in loss to make that comparison. Well, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the fight, and if you're watching this after the fact, I hope the fight was good. Keep a lookout for my next video on the projected opening domestic box office for Deadpool 3. Thank you for watching, and stay nerdy, my friends.